saying, the Frugal Hugel Gardener. It's in the lower 40s this morning. For me being in Florida, yes, that's pretty cold. So when the cooler weather comes, your sugarcane has the most sugar content. But you need to harvest it before it gets too cold and ruins your crop. And then next year they won't come up. So that's what I'm in the process of doing. Yesterday I made a video on harvesting, cutting some rootings that I'm going to go ahead and propagate and plant and grow inside over the winter, just in case something happens to the ones I got out here. I want to keep that variety strain going. And when I was squeezing yesterday with my new press, sugarcane press or juicer, it was just on a pallet. It was moving around. Even though it juiced real nicely, it still moved and was a little bit of a hassle. So what I'm going to do right now is I went to my scrap pile and I got this little workstation that I had just laying over there in the pile, as I got a lot of stuff. I'm a junk collector. That's why my handle is the Frugal Hugel Gardener. The frugal side comes out of me. So whenever I find something like this, I just pick it up and save it. So with that said, I got this. And the top of it's a little beat up because it's a workbench. So I'm going to go ahead and resurface that at another time. Right now, I just want to concentrate on squeezing my juice. So I sprayed that down with Clorox and scrubbed it the best I could, but I still don't want to go ahead and put the press on there with the fresh sugarcane. So what I got here is I got exterior plywood with some 2x4s, and I got a piece of sheet metal. So eventually I'm going to go ahead and use sheet metal, but I'll put a brand new exterior piece of plywood with the sheet metal, which this is aluminum. I'll try to get stainless steel on the top of it. So this will be a nice stainless steel table. Unless somebody has one they want to donate to me, or unless I find one on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, this is what's going to be. So I'm thinking I can make a little square stand like this with this on the top. Easier to clean. And I could go ahead and bolt down my press on this. So I could go ahead and lift this up and put it in the shed or the garage or the house and leave the top part or the workbench outside until I find something better to put it on. Or anyway, that's kind of how it goes. You know, you got to be creative. So for right now, this is going to be a nice top to put the press on, because I gotta do some pressing and get my sugarcane turned into juice. So with that said, let me go ahead and work on this. I'll show you what the finished product is along the way, and then I got other things to do around here, like harvest some bananas and go ahead and do some juicing. Oh, not in that order, but you know, hey, that's life on the farm over here. So let me get to it. Okay, so first thing, I got my grinder out, put a grinding wheel on it, and as you can see, I got some sharp, rough edges around it on both sides. So I want to go ahead and smooth that out, because it's like a razor blade. Who wants to get cut? So that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, pretty much that looks good. This will make a nice top right here. So I think what I'm going to do is screw down some hurricane clips with a wing nut on top. So let me get them and see if it fit. Okay, so first things first, I needed to square it off and put some clamps on to hold the sheet metal to the plywood to the 2x4s. Then I went ahead and drilled a hole in the sheet metal. And what I'm going to do now is move this. And I need to screw this in, and that's what that's going to go on. So with that said, I need to get me a drill bit, drill a little bit, and then screw in so the board don't split. So I'm going to go with a smaller drill bit. And now I want to drill this down. What these are, they're hurricane screws. These are what hold on your hurricane panels. You screw this into your window, and then your wing nut goes on top. So I want to make this removable so I can bring this inside. Okay, that looks good. Now let's get this over this right here and see how it fits. Okay, that looks good. And the wing nut is going to go on it like that. And that's what's going to hold it in place every time I put it up. So what I got to do now is I got to square this up, drill my other holes, and I'll be back. Okay, so what I did with this on, I pushed it back as far as it could go, and I made sure that the body of it was flush with this side. This is where the turning wheel is going to be. And right over here, the tray is going to come out. And this tray is going to come out, and I'm going to connect a clear tube to that and have the tube go through down, and then I don't have to worry about emptying the tray. It will flow into a gallon jug. I think that's going to work the best. Okay, so from here to here with that there, I measured. This is where I'm going to drill through the metal, the sheet metal. Okay, that's through. So now what I want to do is take the smaller one and go through. So let's go ahead and put this in. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put the bolt in. Okay, now I got to turn this and see if it fits back on there. Okay, that went on there. Real nice, and that went on there real nice, and now this is flush. So now when I crank this, it's not going to move around because it's going to be wing nutted on with wing nuts like that. Okay, so I want to put another bolt there and on the other side. So this is tricky. I got to put a little mark down there and then drill, because I want to get it exact. If I'm off a little bit, this is not going to slide in. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be back. Okay, so that was fun, but I went ahead and measured, drilled the hole. And when I say measured, I had this on, I used that as a template. I drilled the hole. So now I'm going to drill the hole for the screw right here. And we're going to put the screw in there like this. Make sure it's straight. Okay, so now I'm going to put this back on and see if it fits. Okay, so as you can see, it fits in there, fits in there, fits in there. Now I got to tackle that one. I may not need all four, but I'm going to put it on there because I want it nice and secured. Okay, so with that in place, I marked that, drilled the circle and marked it. So hopefully I get this one right. This is the most important drill hole right here. So it looks like that's the center. Okay, that went through. Now I'm going to go ahead and drill through the wood. Make sure it's lined up straight. Okay. So let's go ahead and put this in. Okay, these look like they're in place. Fingers crossed, hopefully it will slip in. Okay. This one fits in good. This one, the other side, so it's all the way around. Perfect. That's how I want it. So, now I got to go ahead and finish my frame underneath it all the way around. That one screw on that side, there's no 2x4, so I got to put a brace on it. And then I got to build my bottom frame. But I wanted to make sure that this fit. This is through the 2x4 here. The other one's through the 2x4. That one's not. So now I'm gonna mark. I'm gonna cut with a skill saw, make my frame. I'll get back to you. Sorry about blocking your view, but that's how it goes. Okay, so I removed the sheet metal, I screwed in my frame, and then I made sure everything fits. Now I gotta take the sheet metal, put it back on, and screw these on. And pretty much it's looking really nice and sturdy. So let me get to it and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, so I put the sheet metal back on, the bolts back on. That's what the bottom looks like. I went ahead and did it with all scrap wood, so it didn't cost me anything. Now I want to put the unit back on and see how it goes. And then I got to keep this from spinning too, but at least this is going to be a good platform. Okay, perfect. That just set right on there. And this is going to be bolted down with wing nuts over here like this. Now the tray. Okay, so what the manufacturer did, they made this spout come out a certain distance. So unless I extend it out, which I could do, I just need to get an extension. See, when it's up over here, it will come out. And actually, I think that might work right there. I just can't push that all the way back. Okay, so that will work right there, and then this will come down. I'm going to find a clear hose that I could put down to a gallon jug. So let me go see if I could find a nice new clear hose. I do have some. I don't know if it will fit, but I'll be back. Okay, so you got to love it when a plan comes together. So I went ahead and found me a hose. That's a new hose I had in the house. It was for my boat at one time when I did a project, and this was the leftover. I went ahead and heated this up and slipped it right over the brass fitting. So when this is open, anything that goes in there is going to go down into that gallon jug. So this is all set. This tray, I put a little shim in there. Right there. And that shim is holding the tray in. This is what I just made this morning. Everything's looking good. So today, I'm going to go ahead and use a lemon to go ahead and squeeze my sugarcane. Okay, so being that I'm the Frugal Hugel gardener, I went ahead and had a scrapped work table. I went ahead and made a frame with a plate on the top, sheet metal, screwed it all down, made it so wing nuts hold this in place so I could crank. So I'm all set to start juicing. So with that said, hey, this is Sam the Frugal Hugel gardener. Hope you liked my little video on me going ahead and being creative to create a nice bench and hold my sugarcane press still when I'm cranking the handle so it don't slide around. If you did, give me a like, give me a share. Come on over to my Facebook page. Come on over to my Facebook group. Meanwhile, I got some bananas that I need to harvest and some sugarcane to make. That's in the next video. See you soon. Okay, so you can see everything that it caught. So it's good to have the screen on.